Yo, what is up? So in this tutorial, we're going to be starting a bit of a mini series on flashlights. So what we're going to be doing in this episode is you can hop in, you can turn your flashlight on and off. And yeah, we're just going to kind of get the basic functionality of attaching this to a first-person character. This is going to be a first-person series. Maybe later on down the road we'll do it with a third-person system, but so we're just going to attach a light to the character and add the functionality of being able to turn the flashlight on and off. And we're adding a IES texture to the light, so for the light profile. It adds a little bit of a flavor to the lighting. And yeah, let's just hop into it. Alright, so like I said, for this one, we're going to choose the first-person template. I'm just going to name this Flashlight Tutorial. And I'm going to select the folder. And we're going to create. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to delete this gun right here. We don't need that. So we're going to go into our first-person folder here, go into the blueprints, open up the first-person character blueprint here. And I'm going to go into the viewport, and I'm going to click on the arms. We don't need those arms. File, save. And next, I'm going to add a... Go to the add. We're going to search for light. And I'm going to add a spotlight. And we need a spotlight because this is what shoots out. It shoots forward. If we were to add something like a point light, this one is more rounded. You know, it's not, you're not really going to be able to aim it like a spotlight. So we're going to use a spotlight for this. So we're going to grab this spotlight and we're going to attach it to our first-person camera. And first thing I'm going to do is change the inner cone radius. I'm going to set this to about 9. And the outer cone radius here, I'm going to set this to about 20. And we're going to just look at that for a moment, see how that's looking. Something cool you could do to make it not sunny is you could press and hold Control L and aim around, and you can control where the sun is. And I'm just going to make it a little bit darker. We can actually see what our light's doing. Make it a little bit darker. Right around there. Good. So, yeah, let's just press play. We'll see how that's looking. And, yeah. Already, we can see that we have a light. And we can aim it around. So, yeah. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and add an IES texture. So, as you can see with the way it is now, it's pretty bland. It's just, you know, pointing the light around. So, we're going to go into the Epic Marketplace, and I'm going to show you what I use. So, if I'm going to type in IES, I have this IES light profile pack right here. This is a free one, so if you go into the Marketplace and search IES, and then we'll go load a high. You can see right here, IES Light Profile Pack. So we're going to add this to the project. That's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to add it to Flashlight Tutorial here. Add a project. Then we're going to go into our project, and it's going to be down here, Light Profile Pack. I'm going to open the lighting folder, go to Profiles, and I'm going to use this LED beam 2. I think it looks pretty good. We may test out some other ones. 3 might be good, but we'll go with 2 at first. So we'll open up our first-person character blueprint again. Go into Spotlight, and if you scroll down, there's this light profiles section right here, and you can see there's an IES texture. So we're gonna grab this LED beam 2 and throw that guy in there, and we'll take a look at how that's looking now. And yeah, I think that looks a little bit better. Just to compare real quick, we will get rid of it again so you can see the difference. Definitely a big difference. And obviously there's a bunch of these here, so you can play around and see which ones you like. but I'm just gonna stick with this LED beam 2 for now. Works for me. Alright, so the next issue at hand is that when you press play, the flashlight is just always on. It's just always there. So we're gonna add the functionality to be able to turn the light on and off. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna go into our first person folder. We're gonna go into input, actions, and our jump right here. I'm just gonna right click this guy and duplicate it. And I'm gonna rename this to flashlight, input action flashlight. And then we're gonna go back to our input folder. I'm gonna go into IMC default, drop this menu down, and I'm gonna add a new mapping here. And the one we wanna add is our new input action flashlight. Then you hit this drop down and we're gonna click the keyboard here, and you can set the key you want to use for turning it on and off. I'm just gonna set it to the left mouse button, so that works for me. So now we don't need this anymore. We can just close it out. We're gonna go back to our first person blueprint, and then we're gonna go into the event graph, find some empty room. We'll pull our spotlight in here. And then we're gonna right click and we're gonna search for flashlight. And grab our input action flashlight, drop this guy down. And then we're gonna right click and we're gonna look for a flip-flop. And we'll plug this guy into the started. And what the flip-flop will do is it'll set it so, let's actually do this real quick. Click on your spotlight. We're gonna set our intensity to 0, so that way it's not on by default. So what this will do is when you click the button, it'll change to whatever setting you set it to. So we'll turn the flashlight on, and then when you click it again, it'll turn it off. So on our spotlight here, we're gonna set intensity and hook this guy to the A. And I'm gonna set this to 5,000. I think that's what it was by default. And then I'm just gonna copy this, paste it, plug that into the beat. And then we're gonna set this one to 0. So now that should be good. So let's try it out. So now we're in. Our flashlight is not on by default. If I left click, flashlight turns on and it works. And just something for an added bonus, as you can see, the flashlight is really, it feels stiff. So something we can do is attach this to a spring arm, so that way it kind of lags when you move around. So let's do that real quick. So we're gonna go back into our first person character here. And then I'm gonna go up here to the add. I'm gonna search for a spring arm. And we're gonna attach this to the first person camera. And then we're gonna attach our spotlight to the spring arm. And then we just wanna move our spotlight back to where it was. You can see the spring arm is, it's there. So we'll just add our spotlight back here. I'm also gonna move this guy up a little bit. So now if you go on your spring arm, you'll scroll down over here and we got an enable camera lag. We're gonna enable that, and we're gonna enable camera rotation lag. And now when we hop back in and turn our flashlight on, you can see it it feels a little bit more natural. Feels a little bit better. Smooth out. So it's not just, exactly where you're aiming your camera. It kind of lags behind a little bit. And obviously you can come in here and change your camera rotation lag speed, and you'll see the difference. So I just set that to 1, and you can see it's way slower. So yeah, you can just play around with some of the lag speed, see what you like. I'm gonna try out 5 real quick, see how that feels. It's not too bad, but yeah, just play around with those values until you get something you like. And yeah. when you're using your flashlight, it'll drain the battery, and then once the battery runs out, it'll turn the flashlight off, and then you'll have to get some batteries, and it'll turn the flashlight back on. And yeah, so if you like the video, hit the like button. If you're new around here, definitely subscribe. If you have any questions, let me know those down in the comments. Also, if you have any requests for tutorials you'd like to see, let me know those down in the comments. Or if there's anything you'd like to see added to the system, also let me know that. But yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.